Well, hello. All right, so this is for the Sony PlayStation gamers. So you're getting ready for the PS5. You either were able to get one, or maybe you're still fighting to get one, or maybe the one you were able to get has been delayed and maybe you won't get it exactly on release date. Whatever your situation may be, I'm sure you're still, for the most part, probably excited about getting a PlayStation 5 and playing the new console, or maybe just playing the new games that are coming out. Whether it's the new sporting game that you maybe already are playing, maybe you're playing the new Avenger game that's already out, maybe you're playing some other game that you just really love, or maybe you're trying to platinum or finish and get your trophies up. Speaking of trophies, I heard that the PlayStation is updating the trophy system. You probably heard it and seen it. It's going to be pretty extensive of an update, as much as they can do for trophies. I hear it's going to be across the board, all the way from PlayStation 1 all the way up to PlayStation 5. You won't have to do anything. It's pretty much just an update in their system. And so there are going to be some new features in regard to it. I don't have all the information on it. I'll get it and share it, but you can probably Google it just as quickly, or YouTube search and probably get some information on it. Because there are a lot of other people out there doing videos that are more advanced than I am, and so you can get that information from there until I try to probably build up my platform. You may see right behind me here we have Heavenly Sword, an old PS3 games that an old PS3 game that I hope and wish at some point we'll see a revitalized, either a sequel or a remastered. Either one would be really good, especially with the PS5 coming. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a Google search and see if that's in the works anywhere. But what I would like to say also is that I imagine if you are on social media and looking at your PlayStation things and the new gen console things, you probably came across some fanboy hate. You probably came across people trashing PlayStation gamers because of the PlayStation fanboys who have gone out and done bad things, and unfortunately, if you like the Sony PlayStation platform, you get lumped in with those people, and that is unfortunate. But some things I would like for you to consider and think about as you're dealing with navigating through the mess, and hopefully you don't get goaded into it like I did, and you can take some solace in the fact, I know the Bethesda purchase really upset a few people, because there are some people who like the games, I guess, that Bethesda offers. Most of the people I spoke to, it's just not their cup of tea. But it is more than likely that the new Elder Scroll game that's not going to be out for at least 3 years, as well as the Starfield or whatever, those other major games that'll be coming out, or even the Fallout or whatever, there probably will be Microsoft exclusive. If you have a PC, you'll have that option to play them on that platform. But again, yeah, chances are they'll be exclusive to Microsoft. If it's any consolation, I'm sure Sony will have in the next 4 to 5 years other games that will be better or just as good and just as fun as those games. Also, the fact that there are still going to be some Bethesda games and other games under the Microsoft umbrella that will be Sony exclusive first. So there are some Bethesda games that are still under contract that they're honoring that will be on a PlayStation 5 first for a full year before they're even on the Xbox. So it's funny how they want to tout and tote that, their Game Pass, they're going to have their game first on day one. Actually, not really. Try day 366 or whatever the case may be, because it will already be on the PlayStation 5 for a whole year for Sony gamers to play before they see the light of day on another system. So those things will be honored. There are at least 2 or 3 games coming from that umbrella of Bethesda games that will be still Sony exclusives for a year, be timed exclusives. Also, something else to think about. Anybody who's been playing games for quite some time, we know that we go through seasons. The gaming industry there are seasons where there are just no games, no new games coming out for a few months. Well, we, for the most part, most people probably pay for the PS Plus, and you get 2 free games a month. And then for those who choose to, they can do the PS Now and get more titles than is available on the Game Pass for the Xbox. But here's the other catch. I don't know about you, but I pay for Netflix, I pay for Disney Plus, I pay for Hulu, I pay my cell phone bill. I have enough monthly bills to cover me. Another $25, $35 a month gaming bill, it's just not the best use when you consider that there are months that will go by where there's not a game that you want to purchase. And so why are you still paying every month when whatever game you're probably getting is not going to be some new game that you really want? There's not going to be some great new game coming out every single month, and definitely not for the next 2 years for the Xbox console or even the PlayStation 5 console. We're going to have some great new games coming out next year, but not every single month. Not every single month. So when people want to say, oh, you're paying $70 or whatever for your game, or $60 for your game, we pay this small nominal fee every month and we're good to go. Not exactly. So again, it's just how you want to look at it. Some monthly fees just aren't necessary. They're nickel and diming the person so that by the end of this generation console run, Microsoft will have made way more money off of them by getting them to pay every month. And then the other games that they will have to buy, because every single game is not going to be on Game Pass. Only their exclusive games will be on Game Pass. And if their exclusives were that good, they wouldn't have lost 2-1 in the last console war. They love to mention how well the 360 did, but that wasn't the last console. That was over 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Like, what are we talking about? How about the last generation, where you sold not even 50 million and the PlayStation 4 sold over 108 million? So that fan base is going to matter. And we've already seen that Sony definitely knows how to bring exclusives like Heavenly Sword. So, and that's that generation. So, but, we can go to the PS4. Hook the controller up, yeah. So, yeah, we can do the PS4 games. I know that this game is not necessarily everybody's favorite. It's catching a lot of flack. It's still fun. Yeah, it's kind of a headache, but they're still making changes. The game is still pretty much in its early stages. We haven't even gotten to the PS5 yet, so it'll run better. All these long load times we're dealing with this game will not be an issue on the PS5. We get a free upgrade for that. There are a lot of free upgrades for a lot of the Sony games. It's interesting how, with Microsoft, they were saying, oh, it's all free, and they were like, well, Sony's not saying anything. For those people who know, it's been known for a very long time that your sports game was getting a free upgrade, that this game, the Avengers game, was getting a free upgrade. A lot of games that were coming out within like months of the new console release were getting free upgrades, and we already kind of knew that. So not a big deal. Also, that being said, even though there are a lot of new games coming out, there's not a huge list in the next, say, 90 days or so. But I don't know about you, but I realized, we talk about spending money and, and not wanting to spend a lot of money. I realized that I've spent a good share of money over time, and I don't have 7 days a week, 24 hours a day to play video games. So a lot of times we don't even finish games or even start games that we have already invested in and would like to play. And once we get that PlayStation 5, the number one thing we're going to be able to enjoy besides better graphics is shorter load times, which means more time playing the game and less time waiting for things to load. That being said, I don't know about you, but we do know the new Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is cross platform, will be coming out. I will be enjoying that, but I also have to go back and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I never finished it. I never got past like maybe, I don't think I did more than 30 minutes to an hour of gameplay, and you can play as the guy or the girl. So that's something that I can do while I'm waiting for new games to come outside of Demon Souls, outside of Miles Morales, outside of some of the other new games that are coming out. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but we know that we have a more extensive new game release than the counterparts out there, so we'll have some options out there. I will not be going to Madden 21 because of the drama that's on that. I'm not even a Madden fan. It's just the only football game we can play, and I'll speak on that, but I will be playing my Madden 20. Speaking of, like I said, mentioning that, the sad thing in regard to Microsoft buying Bethesda, because they're a $1 trillion company, they can pretty much buy whatever they want. They have enough liquid, funds to just go and purchase companies. And I'm hearing people starting to say, well, that's just business, that's just how it goes, that's just business, that's how it goes. If Sony was able to do it, you guys wouldn't be complaining, etc., etc. Well, here's the thing. Sony is a company just like Microsoft. There's no difference as far as, there are differences, but at the end of the day, they care about the company more than they do the customer. I don't think either company is eliminated from that mindset, but I feel like Sony has provided its customers with better quality games and a better quality, and therefore, because of the better games, a better quality gaming experience over the years. So, with that being said, it's just interesting that that they want to act like, oh, Sony's so customer friendly by allowing it to be backwards compatible all the way to the original Xbox. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't play the older games. Like, I have so many games on the newer system. There's only so many hours in a day. If I've already played the game, and in a lot of cases, we're going all the way back 2 generations ago, I probably beat it. When you're talking the Xbox 360, PS3, PS2, PS1, am I really going back that far? Now, I'll be honest, I would love to play some of the PS2 games again, just because those were some of the funnest times, the funnest games that we don't have anymore. For example, NFL 2K. EA purchasing the sole rights to make football games was a huge detriment to the football gaming platform, because now there was no competition. So when they make a piece of crap like what they did in Madden 21, you have no other option. So the sad thing is, that's what I was going to say in regard to Microsoft buying out Bethesda. It's like they already have a history of not making the best games as far as Microsoft, the company, and putting out stuff. So just because they're flooding these companies with money and buying them, I've heard literally that people who even like these Bethesda games, they're saying like, I didn't like the last Fallout, or I didn't even like the last Elder Scroll, I like this particular Elder Scroll, or whatever. So you're talking about a company that, even though they have some hits, they've also had some failures. So you're going to take a company that has produced recent failures with a company that's buying them, that just had a recent huge failure of only less than 50 million consoles sold compared to over 100 on Sony. So they lost 2-1. They lost 2-1, and now they're going to get with a company that has not given successful hits. Like, a lot of the times they're saying, like, what's the last Elder Scroll game came out? How many years ago? And the other games that they're talking about that are coming out, they're 3 years away from putting out some of these games. Starfield or whatever. Like, so hopefully, and I'm sure, because they have a lot of time and now a little bit more money backing them, that they should hopefully produce a better product. But seriously, like, I'm not too worried about that because again, I feel like the track record, the 2-to-1 ratio, it matters. Like there's a reason why they lost 2-to-1 in the last console generation. There's a reason why, and I think it's about the quality of the games and the exclusives. The exclusives sell, and the reason they sell is not because of the Sony PlayStation name, it's because the product and the quality of the games are good. So that being said, I'm still enjoying Shadow of War, believe it or not. And I just picked up, you know, when prices go down and you don't have to buy stuff off of the system, even though I think I realized I got this for free on on my on the PS Now. But anyway, it was like next to free and I picked it up off of Amazon, so I got that too. I even am enjoying Destiny 2 because I got away from it and just, you know, didn't put a lot of time into it, but I got that and the expansions for Destiny 2, so a Bungie game. So I'm cool with that. I even like Call of Duty. I got Infinite Warfare. I don't have like the latest one or whatever because even though I like first-person shooters, I don't live just playing first-person shooters. And when I was looking at the like next 20-something games coming out for the Xbox Series X, they're mainly first-person shooters and they're mainly dark games. Dark meaning like it's always about killing monsters or aliens or just it, and in some cases demonic stuff, but it's all dark first-person shooters mostly. Like out of 20 games, there were less than 5 games that were not dark first-person shooters. Literally, there were only 2, I think, third-person view games, which are huge on the PlayStation platform. God of War, third person. Uncharted, third person. Assassin's Creed, which is cross-platform, third person. Horizon Zero Dawn, third person. So that's a whole market that I just don't feel like even shows off well. I mean, they have Gears of War, but again, the numbers show that like the most Gears of War did was like between 2 and 3 mil, you know, whereas our Spider-Man game does like 16 mil. So just saying. Kingdom Hearts 3, still have that to enjoy. You know, what's this? Shadow of Mordor, which I think was the first one. You know, even got the old Far Cry game. So, and you know, the new one's coming out. I'm not too bent on that, but also another game, of course, Red Redemption 2. Like I haven't finished that or beat it. So when I look at all of the games that I have, you know, with the Avengers and everything, like I have games to enjoy. And while I'm enjoying those games, time will go by, I'll live life, I'll make more money, I'll do other things. I could always play the Switch. You know, I got the Marvel game on the Switch, and you know, plenty of time to level up characters and do stuff on there, or even play Zelda Breath of the Wild or Mario or whatever. And then in the midst of that, I have variation and I have options, and then I can play other new games that will be coming out, because I'm looking forward to the Harry Potter game on the PlayStation. Looking forward to of course Ratchet and Crank. Definitely looking forward to that. I mean, so there are a lot of PlayStation exclusives, of course, Horizon Zero Dawn, that totally looking forward to. So, and of course I'll be playing Miles Morales on November 12th. Along with a few other titles, of course, the game that the system comes with, so we can check out the haptic controls and everything. So just you know, just giving a little food for thought for the Sony PlayStation people. You know, don't get goaded into the attacks that are coming in the droves, because unfortunately there are a lot of Sony PlayStation fanboys that are out there giving us a bad rep and a bad name of, and I say us, meaning people who enjoy the Sony platform. So, and it's not that, you know, because I don't hate on the Xbox platform. Like I said, I have an Xbox 360 Elite. I have a regular Xbox. Not that I play them, but I've had them, and when I had them, I enjoyed them. I mean, I still have them, I just don't play them. But when I played them, I enjoyed them. but there was just nothing compelling enough for me to go back to that platform. Now, if I was like rolling in the cash and whatnot, maybe, you know, and I had all the time in the world, maybe I'd get it just for the sake of getting it and, you know, try it all out and check it out and all of that. But again, there's only so much time in the day, and just like they enjoy their platform, I think people who enjoy the Sony platform and the products that they offer will enjoy it, and I think we're gonna all like what we have once the time comes, and all this talk about how their system is so much better than ours. We'll be able to come on YouTube and see all the other YouTube content creators and reviewers do side-by-side comparisons, because they'll have free consoles that they'll be able to compare, as well as have the money to buy both. And buy and get all the games and all that kind of stuff, and we'll be able to see side by side what we're talking about, and I'm looking forward to seeing it, because I follow people who do reviews on TVs and who really know TVs and how to optimize the best 4K TV for gaming and for movies and all that. So I'll be interested to see what they're talking about, because, you know, they're looking at things like really meticulously in regard to frame rate, in regard to colors, and in regard to the blacks and the brights and all this technology and all the terms. I'm into that. I like it, and I'm going to be very excited and curious to see that, as much as they want to say that the Xbox is a more powerful machine, I have a feeling, and we'll see if I'm right, and I have a feeling that the power that they're boasting in will not translate. Number one, it won't translate within the first 2 years of the console. So that's number one. Number two, it probably will not translate overall of the life of the console. And I know that's a big hit, but we'll see. We'll see. I have a reason for why I believe that is, and part of the reason, I have another reason, but part of the reason is the same way that people were getting bothered by Miles Morales and Horizon Zero Dawn being available on the PS4, saying that that's going to hold back what it can do on the PS5. Like, that game is not optimized and created solely for the PS5 to take advantage of all of what a PS5 system can do. Well, if that's true, you mean to tell me that an Xbox Series X game that's optimized to do well for that system is not going to be held back by its little brother, the Xbox Series S, which by specs alone is not as powerful to produce everything it needs to produce? It's definitely less than the PS5 in specs, hands down. So anyway, just some food for thought. Again, we still got to November 12th, and all this talk will you know, become less, because there will be people with their hands on it. Case in point, I will have my hands on it. I will go live on this channel when I go to pick up my console, and when I come home to light it up and show it off. So that is it. I have gone way too long, but hopefully you were able to skim through it and give me some feedback. Tell me what you're most excited about, what games you're excited about getting in the first year of the PS5. You know, and if you want, tell your story about maybe some things you've come across in regard to dealing with navigating through the banter between the console war type of stuff between people who are for one versus another. Because again, I don't need to bash another system, but I should be able to enjoy and speak well of my own system without having to hear other people bash it because they're saying, oh, yours is not as good as ours type of thing. So, but hey, that's part of the gaming industry and community, unfortunately. You know, it's par for the course. So let's just see what it comes down to, because, you know, coming away with the last console generation winning in sales 2-1 is a really big deal. It's a really big deal. So tell me what you guys think.